Hey everybody, what's going on, and welcome to Guns N' Roses Central, and it's another episode of Guns N' Roses True Story. Now this is a really cool story. Actually, maybe it's not a cool story, but it's a story that I'm sure a lot of you guys have never heard before. I had heard about it several years ago, and then it came to me earlier this week I should really do a true story episode about it. So this is a story about how a traffic ticket regarding Axl Rose almost caused a riot at one of their shows. So this story dates back to August of 1991, or even late July of 1991. So Guns N' Roses were out on tour. The Use Your Illusions albums hadn't even come out yet. They were supposed to be coming out at the end of August, and then they got delayed. And they were delayed many times, back in the day. They were supposed to come out in July of 91. They got delayed a month to August, and eventually came out September 17th, 1991. And like I said, Guns N' Roses was out on tour, and they'd played 4 shows at the Great Western Forum in Inglewood, California. And so Guns N' Roses played 4 shows. Every single one of these 4 shows went on late, in the sense that Axl showed up late. The band played past the midnight curfew and faced some pretty heavy fines, or at least the promoters did, and I believe the promoters would normally pass those fines on to the actual band. So let's talk about the July 30th show that they played. So that was the second night they played at the Forum, and unfortunately there's no pro shop footage of any of these gigs, with the exception of a little snippet from the Making Effing Videos documentary that Guns did for the video for Don't Cry. Other than that, there's just audio available, although Mark Cantor claimed that he went to some of these shows and filmed it himself. Now, I don't think that's pro shop, but I think some of the footage he did make available to that BBC documentary that aired about a year ago or so. So let's get started with the story. So the story comes courtesy of the LA Times. Now, the LA Times headline on August 1st, 1991 reads, "Police face Axl Rose tantrum, take back ticket." So a traffic ticket and singer Axl Rose's volatile temperament almost added up to a cancelled Guns N' Roses concert Tuesday night at the Forum. Inglewood police say that Rose threw a tantrum over a ticket his limousine driver received for an illegal left turn outside the Inglewood Arena. The singer threatened to call off his band's show unless police canceled the citation. Police say they agreed, fearing a riot might erupt if the show did not go on. They noted that when Rose stalked off stage in a huff at a St. Louis concert last month, a riot broke out among fans. And actually, Geffen's publicist, Bryn Bridenthal, actually had to respond to this incident. And she confirmed the police's version of Tuesday night's event, although she said before a show, Axl is volatile, it's a sensitive time, and someone had told the limo driver to turn left. So police say when Rose's limo pulled over, Rose sought to talk the traffic officer out of issuing a ticket. When that failed, he arrived at the Forum in a rage, police said. The band's manager, Doug Goldstein, and Forum general manager, Claire Rothman, then raised the issue with the police, and basically the police agreed to take the ticket back. Now, this didn't sit well with all the police officers. One disgruntled police officer had this to say. He said, "Everybody is treated the same. We are preached that every day." Now, the police officer who actually took back the ticket to Axl's limo driver was named Police Lieutenant Tom Hoffman, and the actual Inglewood police officials had to come out and defend Hoffman's decision. They basically added that the ticket was not canceled but taken back for further investigation. So they said, rather than stick to our feet in the mud and say, no, we're going to treat you like everybody else, we chose to avoid a riot, said one of the police officials. We don't need 19,000 people at the Forum rioting over a traffic ticket. Now, the story didn't end there. A week after the actual concert, the police came out and decided to actually issue the ticket to Axl's limo driver, so he'd be fined $60 for the traffic offense. Now, this was small change compared to how much the actual promoters and the actual stadium where Guns played would be fined. So the actual fines, depending on how late Guns went on each night, varied. So the city fined them $500 for each time a show ended between 12:45 a.m. and 1 a.m., $1,000 for any show that ended between 1 a.m. and 1:15 a.m., and $1,500 for any 15-minute period after that, city officials said. So Rose arrived later than expected for all 4 shows and complained of a concert delaying stomachache one evening, and each of Guns N' Roses shows usually ended sometime after 1:30 on both Friday and Saturday night. Now, if you guys have read stories of the Use Your Illusion tour, Guns were late, not every night, but there was a lot of nights where they were late, and, they'd pay these fines that each city would have. They would also pay overtime because they had union employees working for them. And even on top of that, like for example in Switzerland, they were playing in 92, they had to pay to keep the actual subway open because people needed a way to get home after the actual concert. In fact, some cities actually didn't want Guns N' Roses playing, like Ottawa, Canada, didn't want Guns N' Roses to come to their city in 1992 with Metallica because there was too many concerns that the concert would end late. You'd have a lot of intoxicated people who wouldn't be able to get home, and it could be a safety issue. And that's one of the reasons why Guns didn't play certain cities. Now, Axl's defense was that a police officer at the actual scene had waved the limo driver through to turn left. Although the police disputed this, they said they went back and they said, our people are confident that nothing that they did misled this guy. Therefore, we find reasonable cause to go forward with this, referring to the ticket. And Inglewood's mayor, Edward Vincent, had to actually come out and comment on this event that had happened. He said that nobody is above the law. We believe that nobody is. And even Inglewood's mayor, they noted in the newspaper, was a jazz fan and couldn't name a single Guns N' Roses hit song. So that does it for today's Guns N' Roses True Story video. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know if you had heard this story before. So comment down below in the comments section. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the contents of this video. And be sure to subscribe if you love Guns N' Roses as much as I do. Come on guys, I dare you to. I'm sure you don't love them as much as I do. And make sure you follow me on Facebook and on Twitter. The links to my social media channels are down below in the description box. Thanks for watching guys. Peace and love, and have yourself a good day. Take care.